What's up and welcome to My Point of View. I am your fat and opinionated host, and when this Bud Light boycott and backlash started, a lot of people took it as a joke. They looked at us and they laughed at us. They said it was stupid. I even have people who were longtime supporters of me who were questioning me, like, why are you still talking about Bud Light? This isn't a big deal. Talk about real news. You know, we've all heard the criticism, right? Well, I am proud to announce that at this point, Bud Light has lost over $15 billion, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's safe to say that this was a serious movement. Yes, there's been a lot of laughs along the way. And that's the funny part about this whole Bud Light situation, is that we didn't have to do much. We didn't have to go march in the streets and burn cities down. All we had to do was sit here, not drink Bud Light, and make memes and to make fun of them every chance we got. And simply by doing that in a peaceful manner, we have changed the culture just a little bit. We have shaped the culture just a little bit. We have finally stood up together and made a statement that the whole world is paying attention to. That we are tired of having certain things, no pun intended, shoved down our throat all the time. Some people want to buy products, you want to drink beer, you want to eat food, you want to shop at the supermarket without having political propaganda and social messaging shoved down your throats and pushed onto your kids. So everyone that laughed, who's getting the last laugh? I can guarantee you the folks over at Bud Light and Anheuser Busch, they don't find anything funny about this at all. And they know just how serious we are when it comes to boycotting their product. Well, let's go ahead and dive right into this article. Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, has seen its market value plunge $15.7 billion since the disastrous campaign with Dylan. Since April 1st, the company has consistently been dropping down the rankings, with experts saying it just keeps getting a little worse each week. But their competitors have added $3.2 billion in market value to their brands in the same amount of time. Molson Coors, which owns Coors Light, has seen an increase of $2.2 billion in market value, around 20%, while Heineken has a spike of $1 billion, an increase of 1.7%. Sales of Bud Light are down more than 23% as the week ended in May 6th, and it's continuing to go down now, according to JP Morgan beverage analyst Jared Dinges. We believe there is a subset of American consumers who will not drink a Bud Light for the foreseeable future. Shares have underperformed EU beer peers by 15% since the start of April. We believe this is due to U.S. uncertainty as investor focus has shifted squarely to the potential impact from the Bud Light controversy. So it's game over for Bud Light. Can they recover? Possibly, but they're never going to be back to where they were before this. Never, ever. There's a certain group, there's a certain portion of people who will never ever drink Bud Light again. I can say that I won't, but then again, I wasn't drinking Bud Light before all of this either. But there's no denying that a lot of people were buying Bud Light. And it's crazy to see that one ad that y'all threw out there knowing that you were marketing beer to kids via a man in a dress. That's all it took. And from April 1st to it's not even June yet, ladies and gentlemen. We're at the end of May. And in that short time span, you've gone from the number one beer to plummeting down to losing $15.7 billion in market value because of one ad. Because you simply couldn't help yourselves. You had to go ahead and go out here and virtue signal and do all of this weird stuff that all of these other companies are doing. And you found out the hard way that people are fed up. But what I don't want you all to do is, I don't want you all to view this as a major victory. Because the reality is, I wouldn't even say we've won the battle yet. But let's just say we've won the battle, but we haven't won the war. I think you've all heard that saying before. I don't want people to get too cocky. I don't want people to start getting too comfortable. Like, oh, yeah, we sure showed them, because it's far from over. I don't know what your end game is when it comes to all of this, but my end game stretches way further than Bud Light. My end game isn't just taking Bud Light and going to get drunk at the pub on some other beer. My end game is to curve our culture and our country back into the right direction. And the direction that we seemed to be heading during the 90s and early 2000s. Well before all of this wokeness and all of this craziness took over. It's crazy to think that when I was in high school, not that long ago, I'm not that old, 10 years ago, I'm in high school. Well, it's over 10 years, but you get it. When I was in high school, we didn't have people confused about their genders. We didn't have people identifying as cats. People weren't taking pisses in the litter box. I'm over-exaggerating kinda, but I know you guys know the type of stuff that I'm talking about. We weren't dealing with all of that. So to see that just within the last 5 or 6 years, this new wave of craziness just basically took over our entire country, and it's spread throughout other countries as well. This sick ideology, my plan is to battle that every step of the way, because it's not good. It's simply, I'm not even a religious person, but a lot of it is straight up demonic. And basically, long story short, they want access to your kids. So that's what this is about to me. So until the attack on kids stops, then I won't claim victory. Yes, it's nice that we have crippled Bud Light, but there are so many other companies that we have to go to next. And we have to keep sending this message. And we have to keep curving the culture and showing that you don't have to silently sit by and allow them to do all of this wicked stuff. You have a voice, and it's time to use it. You don't have to get up. You don't have to riot. You don't got to do all of that. All you got to do is sometimes speak with your wallets and allow your voices, or start making your voices heard on social media and other places. But for now, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.